Hello there. Oh, oh my God. I'm sorry. I have, I, I did not plan on this, but I was just listening to some updates of current events and such, and apparently MTG, little Moscow Marge, is complaining because Fox, her nasal, it's not the southern voice that is so annoying to me with her. It is the nasally sound she says. It's the way she talks like this. That can be changed. But she chooses to talk like this. And that is that nasally sound. She goes, I am. Fox called me stupid. Fox called me an idiot. I mean, that's like, oh my God, stop. I'm like, well, Fox got something right for a change. I swear. The Republican Party, they can't. They're like the junior class that can't get their shit together. They can't keep a class president. They keep changing their minds. They can't decide what they want their prom to look like. Half of them want one thing, half of them want another thing. MAGA wants like the handmaid tale Gilead, you know? And the other Republicans want the normal, sane conservative stuff. And here you got people elbowing each other in the hallways. In the hallways of the Capitol. Women calling each other bitches on the floor of the House. Bitch slapping each other. Trying to trip each other. Slamming doors in each other's faces. I mean, this is like. Oh, that's just the Republican Party, by the way. That's I wasn't talking about the entirety of Congress. That's just the mag publicans. That's just and the conservative ones left in the House of the Republicans are like resigning in droves. um, and we predicted if people like Moscow Mitch and little lady Lindsey Graham, if they did not stop their House counterparts, you know, with their absurdity when it started to get like ridiculous, they weren't going to rein him in. And we told them then it's going to take over the Republican Party. They said it themselves. Didn't Was it Graham that said if we let Donald Trump be the leader of the Republican Party, we will ruin it'll be the death of the Republican Party and we'll deserve it. He said it himself. And it's becoming the death of the Republican Party. Instead of the grand old party, it's the grand old Putin now for them. The GQP, the QAnon party. And guess what? Who's to blame? Well, everybody likes to be what was it, Marge and Lori Bober, little groper? You're all complaining. Oh, it's the Democrats. They're all backing up this person and this one, and they're not. It's the Democrats ruining it. No, no, sweetie. Bless your heart. It's not the Democrats. And anyone in the comments, I see your little comments you've been putting in there. Democrats with a K. Excuse me. No Democrat has ever been on a KKK stage or a white supremacist event. But Moscow Marge and little Lori Groper, they sure have. Matt Gaetz has hung with some too. Yeah. Yeah. They all did. Any of the ones that go flying down to Mar-a-Lago to kiss the orange ass of who I call Tot, the orange toddler. Any of you ever see any of Democrats doing that shit? See, because Republicans are so busy going to white supremacist events, speaking at those, being guests on people's podcasts, doing their own podcasts, doing workout videos, doing videos walking in nature somewhere outside and acting like you're some woman of the people, or some of these other like jackasses, and they're ridiculous. We're just about Jesus, guns, and whatever, you know. Democrats aren't at those events, okay? And all I have to say to Republicans, one of the things is, you know the old adage, if you have to keep bragging, you're probably lying to the reality of it. Like the fish story, it was this big when it was probably about that big. Still maybe a good size for that species of fish, but you know, you gotta make it bigger. Yeah, like the guys that big wheels and all that shit, you're maybe feel, I'm not even saying people like that, they have an insecurity either of their masculinity or femininity, whatever it is, but often that's not the reality of it. They might feel insecure, but nobody else has an issue with whatever you're feeling insecure about. Penis size is one of them. But if you have to keep bragging, you're a Christian, I'm a Christian, you probably aren't much of a Christian. If you gotta keep bragging what a great lover you are and everybody, you ruin everybody for everybody else, you probably suck in bed. Okay? If you gotta brag it up all the time, well, Donald Trump, I'm a stable genius, I know everything. Yeah, you have to keep saying that because you're trying to convince yourself as well as everybody else. That's why people do it. They're trying to convince themselves as much as they're trying to convince everybody else. Because they know they aren't. They know they don't have the biggest dick. They know they're not the best lovers. They know they're not the tallest in the room because they have a height hang-up. Donald. It's probably why you're not close with Barron. Because he's taller than you. Your other sons, you know, you can allow them in your orbit because they don't top you in height. But God forbid, you know, Barron, because then you got to be photographed around him a lot, and you know, you can't be seen as diminutive, can you? You know, everybody talks about Biden. He's an old man, everything. How much, if you took all the spray tan and all the hair dye and all that other shit, makeup wise, off of Donald? Because Joe doesn't wear hair pieces and have hair transplants. Joe doesn't put fake makeup and tan and all that crap on. Okay? Joe is how you're going to see him. I mean, they may, I don't know, because of bright lights type of thing, but probably not. Because he does look very, very pasty. I probably look very, very, very white. But I don't wear much makeup. And I haven't for many decades. Now, even when I'm going to an event, I mean, sure, I'll do the eyes and, you know, put some lipstick on. But, you know, I'm not sitting there for like a 30-minute regime of this. I mean, you know, get it on. 10 minutes, that's plenty of time to do what's needed. Anything else, you're just painting a picture. You're not presenting yourself. The point of makeup is to present the best you, to accent what your features are, not by trying to pretend you don't have a big nose, or if you don't like your chin, or your jaws are too wide, or whatever. Instead of trying to minimize the bad things, play up the good things. If your eyes are the best thing, I have small lips. They're not big and full. So why would I go for subtle eyes and a bright lipstick with a, contrasting, outline? And bring attention to it, probably not my best feature. My best feature, if you have to pick, would have to be eyes. So you put a light color on, or just a solid, color. It's not all glossy and shiny and, sparkly. Just something, and do the eye. And the whole with the, carrying on with the, you see people on the influencers, telling stories, but they're always doing their makeup. And it's like, the amount of product is just stunning. I mean, I never did that shit. I couldn't afford all that product. But when I was younger, they didn't have. They were just starting that stuff when I was, 30s or whatever. I'm 61, and, it's not like I look like I'm 30 or 40. I get that. But, and I lived 32 years in Arizona, and people there always thought I was a lot younger than I am. That's because nobody, and it's not like I slather on sunscreens and all that. I actually can't slather sunscreens on because I get overheated. My pores clog up. I can't. I get really sick and it's weird, but it's true. If I'm out, when I was younger, go sunbathe or something, and slathered it all, I never felt good. So I can't. I have to use those ones that don't clog you up. But that's because so many people went out. I wore hats. Kept it off the face a little bit, But if Trump, imagine Trump without the hair dye, okay? Because he definitely dyes his hair. His hair is white like Biden's, okay? If he didn't have the orange tone, you've seen his arms, his hands in photos. If you saw, the court's a good one. If you imagine the color of his hands on his face, is underneath all that tanner and makeup, and his hair without dye, he wouldn't look any younger than Joe Biden does. At all. And he's a lot less in shape. And he makes fun that every now and then, Joe took a tumble on his bicycle. Excuse me, the guy, how old is he again? Yeah? Tell me? Yeah, okay. When was the last time Trump could even get his ass on a bicycle? Let alone pedal it. And everybody, from the time you're young, your 20s, your 30s, if you ride bikes regularly, you have gotten your foot stuck or clipped by the pedal and kind of stumbled a little bit. And come on, we've all done it. Your cuff of your pants, whatever. Things happen. And he rides his bicycle frequently. You do something frequently, you're going to have mishaps. And Trump makes fun of that. Republicans, MAGA makes fun of it. Let's see your little orange Jesus. Your little faux Jesus there. Even get his little fat ass on a bicycle. Yeah. So, but Marjorie Taylor Greene crying. I mean, seriously, you're like children. Going to the principal. Tommy called me stupid. Tommy, stop calling her stupid. Are you serious? Anything to get the microphone and the camera on her. Bobert's the same way. Anything to get the public saying, look at me, I'm a victim too. We're all victims. All of MAGA are being treated so unfairly. We just want to save our country. We just want to save America from you evil Democrats. Oh my God, if they clutch their pearls any harder, they're gonna bust them. Why some of you people, some of you have drifted in the comments, starting probably to get other people being popped up in. If you don't like what I have to say, you don't need to come. We can have a conversation, but when you just come sliding in and say something like Democrats with KK in it, that's proving my point. That is proving my point. How lack of communicative skills, how it's just a bunch of little one line and then run, like a child in a schoolyard. Like you're playing Ding Dong Dash. Are you kidding me, people? If you want to have an opposing opinion to what you're hearing me say, you want to say something and have an intelligent conversation. Don't come sliding in with your little one or two sentence which have no punctuation and you spell the word I with a little I, okay? You're not being serious. If you're gonna come in there saying things like, little drive-by hits on the Democratic Party, don't bother, okay? If it's a sincere, thought-out comment with some basis that I feel that's engageable, even if I don't engage with it, I'll leave it. But if you're just going to come sliding in here and putting up these like KKK like little bot things, and then I go and I see that your channel has nothing on it ever, okay, you're a bot. And then you look at the time, it's around 2016. Oh, or look, it's only been here since 2020. Or the next one is this past summer of 23, that a lot of them signed up then, gearing up for election, this year. But yeah, it doesn't bother me. And if I removed your comment, if you're a bot that left the comment, doesn't matter. If you were an actual person who left the comment and I removed it, it's not because I'm removing anything that disagrees with me. It's because you came in an insincere and disingenuous way, left your little KKK, which is inaccurate and false information, comment. And I will not have false information comments remain on my videos. If you're pushing propaganda and false things, they will not stay. They won't. The only reason is if you mention those things in an actual conversation. And FYI, a conversation is not one or two sentences and then leaving like a little troll, okay? That's all. I'm just asking in the comments to have some respect. I don't sit here and call you offensive things. I don't sit here and specify any one particular person and that's written in my comments or anything. I'm not fronting people off. I'm telling you, if you're going to come in and be a jerk and leave your little false information, you will be removed. And if you want to keep doing it, I'll just keep you from seeing my content so you can't reach it. Just the way it is. There's too many bots out there, and there's too many haters that just want to mass comment on whatever they can. And you know what? MAGA might play that way, but Democrats don't. And I'm not going to allow that kind of play on my channel, because I don't mind engaging. I don't mind engaging with a disagreeing perspective. We can talk about it, but I do not accept rudeness, disrespect, offensive things, and not just to me, to other people that made comments either. Okay? I don't accept that. I don't have to. This is my channel. Just letting you know. It's not a power trip. This is my space. This is my well, it's not my space, it's YouTube. But this channel, this is my place. My place, my rules. My rules are, you don't have to agree with me. You have to be respectful, and not just of me, of other people commenting on my chat, my videos. You need to be respectful. You need to be a genuine. If you're not going to be genuine and you're just throwing comments around, don't bother. Move to another channel. There's plenty of influencers out there. Because I'm not an influencer. There's plenty of people out there that love the drama of arguing with people. There's people out there. Go find them. Okay? I'm not your gal. And I won't have it. Not on my channel. Even on other things like Instagram or Facebook or anything. It's your page, and it's one thing if I make a comment on a page from Occupy Democrat, anything like that, a garden. If I make a post on a page, or I make a comment and other people comment to me on that, it's not my space, it's not my thread. I don't have a say in it. If it's my thread and people are arguing and being a jerk, I can close it down because it's my thread on that. It's the same thing here. This is my space. You're coming into my space. I'm not forcing you to come here. I'm not making you listen to this. So do not make any comments with the attitude of, oh yeah, well, Democrat. Okay? You're in my space. It's like the people that go out surfing and swimming, and if they happen to get, bit by a shark, attacked by a shark or something, and they blame the shark. You're in its living room. You barged into its home during dinner time. How do they know it wasn't takeout coming to their door? It's the same thing. It's stupid. You're in my channel. You chose to click this. Then you obey my rules. That's very simple. It's a very simple request. It's called humanity. Okay? That's all I'm asking for on this channel. Am I insulted or upset? People, some of the things, a whole bunch of balloons just went by. Am I upset? No, I'm not upset. I'm not offended, because the people or the bots that made those comments, that's how much you matter to me. I mean, you can see it's not upsetting me. It's just obnoxious. And I don't want my subscribers and my viewers subjected to that kind of crap, that kind of troll stuff. That's all. I don't want my trolls here. My trolls? No. You want to troll my place? Then you're mine. and I will ban you. You can. I'm not. That doesn't mean to say that if you disagree with me, she's just gonna ban me. No. If you're disrespectful, if you're telling lies, if you're telling things like the MAGA, repertoire of parroting, then that's misinformation, or let's just say what misinformation is a nice way of saying a lie. Um, if you heard it on Newsmax or Fox, 98% of the time it's a lie, uh, because they omitted to mention something else to complete the actual full story, or they just changed it entirely. Um, I'm not gonna kick you off or ban you or remove your comment just because you disagree with me. And no, it doesn't. You can see how much it affects me. I just want you to understand now, before it gets to any point of, she's just being this way. No. Okay? Let me just stop it when it's starting. That's my rules. I haven't stated them before. I'm stating them now. My channel, my rules. My rules are not difficult for a civil human being to follow. If you're a bigot, if you're a racist, if you're some evangelical religious zealot, that cannot help but comment some religious comment everything out of your mouth, yeah, you just, yeah, because you're not going to be happy with my content, probably. Maybe a few things, maybe the cat things, but on these kind of things, maybe you should just move along, because I don't stand for bigotry and racism and any of that crap. Um, I don't stand for it, and it's not allowed in my apartment, and it's not allowed in my life, and it's not allowed on my space and my channel and my area. The birds and the squirrels are fighting right now, while I'm saying I don't allow that in my home. Wildlife. Anyway, this has gone longer than I wanted to, but yeah, I'm just really, really, it's like, it's between eye rolling and laughing. Now that all the MAGAs who are getting their just desserts, Matt Gates, worried he's still in being investigated, and Marjorie and Lauren, don't think you're safe. I'm sure they're still investigating plenty about you. But they were all laughing and thumbing their noses at us for how many years? And because he got away with so much crap, they all did. Ginny Thomas, don't even start me on Clarence, and this, don't even start me on SCOTUS. Don't even, not tonight. Um, they're all still being investigated. Trust me on that. They are. And they're still looking at things at Trump. So, now all of a sudden that they're starting to get nailed because the investigations for years and years are getting more and more information. They're getting information on other people the more that they find out about Trump, that other people get drug in. And we find out, oh, we were looking at her because she was involved with this, but now, what? Her name's here and here too? Yeah. Now, all of those people that were all haughty and arrogant and, it's our country and we're the patriots, and now they're either in prison or going to court, and there's still a bunch of the January 6ers that are still waiting for their trials. And they're all like, I'm a victim. It's two-tier justice system. Yeah, because All of y'all have been sitting in jail the entire time. That's what you deserved. None of you should have been allowed. You're a danger to society. You just proved it. And none of you, very few of you, had to stay the night in jail. Okay? But you're all whiners. I'm getting the consequences to my actions. That's not fair. I'm laughing. I'm having a great time with my popcorn now. I waited years for that, and right now that's a gift that just keeps on coming. Let's see what happens next week with Don Snorleon on the next episode of Trump in Court. Yeah, he'll look good in that orange jumpsuit. It'll match his face. Because orange is his color after all. Peace out. Y'all have a great weekend.